Hello everyone, my name is Michaela from Savvy Fitness and I'm here today to deliver you a little 15-minute recovery style session. At Savvy we've got a range of classes on offer from strength and weightlifting to cycling, but we also offer a range of recovery style sessions as well, such as stretch, Pilates and yoga. So for today's session, all you'll need is a yoga mat or a towel. And if you have a foam roller, that would be great. But if you don't have one, you can get a few big beach towels, roll them up to make like a big cylinder like this. And that will certainly come in handy a little bit later on. So it has been a very unprecedented year. Obviously, some of you might have been working from home, but for everyone, our lifestyle has changed dramatically. And this is more just to help you stay fit, stay healthy, and stay mobile at home, whether you're working from home, working out at home, or getting the family active. So join me, we're going to do a quick warm up, followed by some stretches, and then we will use our recovery tool at the end with a little bit of relaxation. Let's begin. We're going to start in child's pose. So come down on your hands and knees, sink your hips back towards the heels and reach the hands forwards, resting your forehead on the mat. And just start here, take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, just sink a little bit lower. We're really trying to just push the chest through the shoulders towards the mat, getting a nice stretch through the arms, through the back, and offloading the back as well. All right, let's inhale, lift the hips, slide the hands so that they are directly under your shoulders, and we're going to mobilize the spine. Tuck the chin and the tailbone and lift through your back, arching your back like the harbour bridge, and then we're going to reverse that. Lift the chin, tilt the pelvis, and create a big dip. Let's talk about breathing now. Inhale and begin the movement, lifting the arch of the back up. Exhale as you land, and inhale to begin the movement. Exhale as you land. Let's go through that a few more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale as you begin, exhale as you land. One more. Try and push it that little bit further each time. And reverse. Great work. Let's take the right hand now. Slide your hand between your other hand and your knee and lower your shoulder all the way down to the mat. Keep your hips nice and high. This is going to stretch out through the back of that right shoulder. Inhale, slide the hand out and rotate that hand all the way to the sky or the roof, wherever you might be doing this session, trying to rotate your body so that your shoulders are stacked on top of each other. Let's do 3 more of those. So inhale, slide the hand under and exhale as you land. Inhale and rotate, exhale as you reach for the stars or the sky. Come down again. And lift. Last one here. Great work. All right, bring that hand back to the mat and we'll change sides. Left hand sweeps under, connect that shoulder to the ground, keep the hips nice and high, and then inhale as you begin the lift and rotation, really pushing through the knees and the hand, trying to stack the shoulders on top. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and lift. Sliding it through. 2 more times here. Last one. Great work. All right, bring your hands back to the mat. Now we're going to start to warm up a little bit. So we're tucking the toes, lift your knees, and press your chest through the shoulders so that we come into a downward facing dog. So a downward facing dog is almost like an upside down V. We want a nice straight spine, long arms and long legs, pushing the heels down towards the ground. You can have a soft bend in your knees, but we're just trying to really lift that sit bone up. And from here, we're gently going to pedal out the heels one at a time, emphasizing that stretch through the back of the legs.
All right, let's get a little bit more tricky now. We're going to bend the knees and step the right foot through to the front of your mat, in between the hands. Drop your back knee so you come into this lunge position. All right, let's inhale, lift the arms overhead and sink nice and deep into a beautiful big hip flexor stretch here. Really, really great one if you've been sitting all day. Inhale, push the hips back, bring the hands down to the mat and straighten your front legs so that we come into a hamstring stretch. And we're going to repeat that movement 3 more times. Inhale, lift the arms forward, sink the hips forward. Inhale and reverse. Again, inhale, hips come forwards. Inhale and reverse. 1 more time. Great work, everyone. All right, bring the hands back to the mat. Tuck the toes. We're going to lift back into downward facing dog. Now, if you can't get there in one swift movement, that is okay. You get back here however you can, and we're pedaling out the heels again. Just gently. Great work. Bend both knees and step the left foot through to the front of your mat. Drop the back knee. Inhale and lift your arms up overhead. Sink the hips forward into that hip flexor stretch and push the hips back to the hamstring stretch. And inhale, come forwards. Exhale. Keep breathing. It's so beneficial to stretch out the hip flexors, especially if you've been sitting, as I mentioned earlier. If you imagine your hip flexors to be like an elastic band attached to the top of the hip and the thigh, you can imagine that the more we sit, the shorter and the tighter they get. So we've got to reverse that by opening up through the front chain there. Well done. All right, let's bring the hands back to the mat now and step back to downward facing dog to pedal out the heels 1 more time. We're going to move through another series of movements now between child's pose and downward dog. So we're really going to start warming up the body. Inhale, drop your knees down to the mat, sink the hips back to the heels as you exhale, and then tuck the toes, and lift your knees up. Back to downward dog. And again, inhale, drop the knees. And come back up. So we're just moving between those two. So it's really important that we get a little bit of blood flow to our working muscles, gently though, so that we can get the most out of our stretches and out of our rolling. All right, we're going to drop down to child's pose 1 last time. And rest. Well done. All right, let's work on a bit of postural correction, shall we? We're going to use the foam roller now. Now, as I said earlier, if you don't have one, that is fine. For those who do, we're placing the elbows on the foam roller, hands come together in prayer position, and then we sink the hips back and try and push the chest down between the shoulders, and this is called a melting heart stretch because we're melting our heart to the ground. Now, if you don't have a foam roller, that is okay. You place your hands just on the mat and we sink the chest through as well. We're going to hold this for about a minute. So just take a nice deep breath and just try and relax a little bit deeper each time. So this part is all about stretching through the muscles of the front of the body and reversing that forward shoulder posture that you can adapt. Especially if you've got a poor setup at home, something that might not be ergonomic. It's definitely important to get this practice into your daily routine. And release Well done. All right, let's come into the fun stuff now. We're going to roll over and lie on the back of our foam roller. So again, if you don't have one, use your towel here, and we're just gently holding our head in our hands, and we're going to extend our back over the top of the foam roller, creating a nice extension through the thoracic spine. And then we'll just change the pressure point, rolling a little bit further upwards, which will move the foam roller further down the back. And we're just working on that midsection of the back. So again, this is all about joint mobility. If you are constantly sitting in a flexed position with a forward shoulder posture, those joints get stiff and they stay there. And that's how people end up with big hunchbacks. So we've got to work to reverse that. So just keep working along the spine, but stay in that upper back zone. So we don't want to work into the lumbar spine. Not yet. We'll finish off there, don't worry. Great work. All right, release from there. Slowly make your way up. And now we're going to turn the foam roller long ways and sit on the foam roller right at the very bottom and lie back with it along our spine. So make sure that you are well adjusted. Now these things can be a little bit difficult. So if you've never used a foam roller before and you feel like you're rolling all over the place, that's okay. Make sure your feet are nice and wide. Bend your knees and let your arms fall to the side with your palms facing up. And that is all I'm going to ask you to do right now. And relax. So this is a great one to improve the extension range for our thoracic spine, but also to open up through these muscles in the front of the chest. You could close your eyes if you like and just relax. This one is a staple in my daily routine. I do it every day, and it's not a chore either. I quite enjoy it. All right, let's do something with our arms now, shall we? We're going to take a trip to the snow. We're going to move our arms up overhead as far as we can, keeping the hands connected to the ground or as close to the ground as you can, and then circle them back down by your side. So we're making snow angels. Let's keep going. So this might be a little bit difficult for some of you, depending on, shoulder issues or injuries that you may have. So just take it as far as is comfortable. Definitely don't push into pain here. Last one. And release. Well done. Now for the tricky part. We roll off the foam roller, just gently falling to the side. All right? And we can place the foam roller away for now. All right, let's finish off this little recovery session. Extend your left leg, bring your right knee to the chest. We're going to lay it over the body, across the body. Extend your right arm out to the side and turn your head to look down the line of that right arm. Now the aim with this stretch is to keep your right shoulder on the ground but lower this knee as close to the ground as you can make it. And relax. We're getting a beautiful big chest opener through the right shoulder and chest, a bit of lumbar rotation here, and a great glute stretch as well. Take a few deep breaths here and try and just relax into this position. Beautiful. All right, bring the knee back to the chest. Place the foot on the ground and we're just going to rock the knees out gently just to reset. Great work. All right, let's extend the right leg, bring the left knee to your chest and across the body, and we extend the left arm out as well. So trying to keep that shoulder on the ground, lower the knee as low to the ground as you can. Some of you might even get a few cracks through the spine. That's normal as well. That's just some gas releasing from the synovial joints.
make up the vertebrae. Make sure you use your breath to relax into this stretch. And release. We'll rock the knees side to side again just to reset. And we'll come back up to a seated position. Well done. All right, let's bring the hands behind the bottom. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest nice and tall. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed that. If you'd like to learn more about our sessions, you should follow us on Instagram or Facebook. We are Savvy Fitness, and we have plenty more where that came from. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.